Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in this week and welcome back to the Commercial Law School. This week in our interview series, we will be looking at firm motivational questions. Firms invest a lot of money in their trainees and they want to see that you have a genuine interest in joining the firm and staying with them. Today we will look at 4 common questions. Why the firm? How is it different to their competitors, the deal the firm has worked on, and their international strategy. Let's first consider the question, why are you applying to this firm? This question can present itself in many different ways. For example, the ones listed on the screen. When answering these questions, we suggest you use a structure that we created called the C structure. That stands for signpost, explain, and align. When signposting, you are essentially telling the reader what you're going to talk about. For example, I am applying to this firm for 3 main reasons: X, Y, and Z. In your explanation, you should explain your answers and back them up with any evidence that you have found through your research. For example, on the screen, we've listed an example of the chances of client secondments. And lastly, for align, you want to link each explanation to yourself and how this would benefit you as a trainee. For example, development opportunities. Research is key. The firm are expecting you to talk about points that are very unique to the firm. Don't be generic and be specific as possible. It's best to choose a topic that can't be applied to other firms. For example, if the firm that you are applying to has a special way of doing something that other firms don't. Maybe the firm structures their training contract in a way that's very interesting, or you can research things like opportunities for secondment. Feel free to talk about any initiatives that the firm is running that you find quite interesting, and you can align it with your own personal interests and give examples. Many firms do high quality and high value work, so firms want to see that you understand how they differ from their competitors. They may ask you any of these questions, which are all a reformulation of how are we different to other firms you have applied to. Again, use the C structure. So if you were signposting, you could start by saying, this firm is different to 2 other firms I applied to for these reasons. Then you would explain what these reasons are, again using evidence that you have found through your research. And lastly, link this back to yourself and how these differences attracted you to the firm and not their competitors. Firms may ask you about their international strategy because they expect you to understand how their firm runs globally, so they may ask you these questions. This is something that you have to research. Does the firm have many offices across many jurisdictions? And if so, are they planning to expand further? On the other hand, maybe they are headquartered in one location, but because of their good relationships with other firms in other countries, they are still able to complete their cross-jurisdictional work. What are the pros and cons of this? Firms can ask you at an interview about a deal that they have recently worked on, so make sure you have researched some deals. The question may present itself in these ways too. Again, use the C structure. Name the deal, talk about it, and link it back to how it attracted you to the firm. Now, if we consider the explanation, you're just talking about why you found the deal particularly interesting and the facts of the deal and the context that surrounds it. Don't forget to make a small link back to yourself and why you would want to work for a firm that does this kind of work. Don't forget to check out the link below to see Jake Shoger's brand new training contract handbook. As always, thank you for watching and we'll see you next week.